Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 of EG versus Dare. I am LD from dotacommentaries.com, and joining me is Luminous. EG on the Radiant, Dare on the Dire. It was a quick and decisive win for EG in game 1. Fear got huge on his Morphling. The team played great backing him up, and that was all she wrote. About 28 minutes in, Dare taps out, and here we are in game 2. I'm interested to see how the draft progresses. For now, it's a Wisp and an Enchantress ban. Is that Morphling going to slip through? Was he the real problem in that game? Lumi, your thoughts?
I don't think Morphling was a real problem. I thought it was EG's team play. You could ban the Morphling, pick another carry hero. If the team 4v5 could win a game by themselves, insert carry here will also carry very efficiently. Now, Morphling was the best case scenario because he got a shotgun and he was blowing people up. But, the team was in a big lead regardless of the Morphling or not. I don't want to discredit what Fear has been doing. He was farming, over 6 a minute? That's insane amount of farm. He was participating in team fights. He was not dying at all. But regardless, I thought EG was superb.
Yeah, I felt the same way. They had a good lineup, but really it was just their teamwork, their decision-making, and frankly some over-aggression by Dare. That big team fight mid, they try and dive a Tidehunter. They try and focus Tidehunter. They almost get him, but in the end, a great black hole by maelk turns the entire fight around, catches out a couple heroes, Ravage pops off, and then Ravage and Black Hole both hitting multiple heroes. Very difficult to win a team fight in that situation. For the moment, it's
that's.
Oh, go ahead.
I want to say something before we get back to this game. It's one of those situations where if you actually get the tie killed, right? You're like, oh my god, great initiation. They removed the Ravage, and then on the flip side, if it didn't happen, like if it happened like last game, then suddenly it's a bad decision. So. I mean, I feel like there's always it's a fine line between a great play and a bad play. You know what I'm saying?
I don't really know about that though. Even if you kill that Tide, look at how long it took them. I mean, sure, he dies, he doesn't get the Ravage off. It's still a black hole and 3 heroes. There was a lot of damage following up. I believe Edict was in that fight. There's Soul Catcher as well. I just don't think Tide is the right target to focus there. And I mean, he didn't have the best farm, but he's Tidehunter. He's a tanky beast. Normally, he isn't the one to be focused out. Either way, it didn't work out for Dare, and it wasn't just that one fight. But look who slips through. It is our good friend Seer, and EG immediately snap picks him. This is a hero that, well, I saw God saying on the stream chat the other day, he thinks it's the best and most broken hero in Dota, and you can't really argue after the way we saw Zenith use it yesterday.
Seer is a combo initiating machine. I feel like he does so well. He combos with just about anybody, from your vacuum into Surge Ravages to just Grano, Bounty Hunter walking by with the Iron Shell. If you want to call that a combo, he does so much in every stage of the game. How many times have you seen a Seer just win a silent by himself? How many times have you seen a Seer carry in the late game with vacuum wall? He does everything, and hey, if God thinks he's the best hero in the game, well, I have to give him a nod because he's looking pretty damn good.
The stats certainly back it up. Not just how well Seer performs in-game, but also how teams respect him, banning him out so frequently. With Seer to start, it keeps your options very open. We always see him in the off lane, but if you ever want to, you can throw him into the jungle. He's very effective there. He's just such a versatile hero, very difficult to gank. Here's a hero that can gank him. It's Chen. If he gets the right creeps, if he gets a Dark Troll Warlord, that's the one you want. You can definitely cancel out that Surge and look to kill him. Plus, you have the follow-up from the Leshrac. So, Dare already a very aggressive lineup. 2 heroes that can push hard early on. But EG get the big team fight and Bulba's Tinker. This Tinker was shown some respect. Last game it was banned. EG claim it now, and, well, the potential for team fight is outrageous. Rockets, March of the Machines, Black Hole, Vacuum, and Wall. Dare opting for a much more single target-oriented lineup. They gotta make this work early game, or I think they're gonna have a lot of trouble.
Well, there is an aggressive lineup. They do have the match made combo in heaven, whatever that phrase is called, in the Shadow Demon and Leshrac. That will win some lanes and get them a couple more kills. EG have options in terms of what they want to do as well. They could continue going down this trend of AoE teamfight. They could pick up a Tidehunter like they did last time, or they could go for that patented Beastmaster Tinker combo, which maelk loves to run, whether it's back in the MYM days or now in EG days. They do have the players, a Beastmaster player in Demon, of course, and a Tinker player in Bulba, so they could definitely run that if they want to do so. Options is galore for maelk, and we'll see which route they want to take.
Yeah, I love the Panda ban. You mentioned it last game. Brewmaster's such a strong counter to the Enigma in particular. Also a great hero to gank Seer in a fight. He's got the Cyclone and the Boulder Toss. 2 ways to limit the effectiveness of Surge. And most importantly, when that Panda ult is used, Enigma's Black Hole is essentially useless unless he catches Panda before he uses it, which is very difficult to do. It leaves the options open here for EG as well. It's a big team fight hero. EG want to have team fight supremacy. That much is clear. They've got 2 big team fight heroes of their own. You could argue Tinker is a third as well, and now they're banning out the Panda. It's something that Dare love to run too, especially paired up with the Shadow Demon and the Leshrac. It fits in similarly to the Chaos Knight. Gives you more team fight, but very strong combo set if he has the setup, and he would have had it, but now he's not going to be available.
Yeah, whenever you start the pick out with Darkseer and Enigma, you suddenly give yourself a lot more options in terms of team fight. Even like you don't even have to go for the standard Tie Hunter, Sand King, or insert Echo Slam, that kind of stuff. You kind of go out of the ordinary. You pick a Twin Head Dragon. Macro Pyre generally is a very hard spell to land, but if you have a Black Hole setup, then suddenly everything is easy. If you wanted to use a Inferno with Fatal Bonds, it's pretty spicy as well. Like there's so much options when you do start it out, and that's again another facet of why Darkseer is quote unquote the best hero in the game, because he initiates, he allows his team to pick whatever the hell he wants, and he makes it work. He makes it all work.
Right, he makes it work, and well, another hero we saw yesterday that really combos great with the Darkseer is the Disruptor. You can throw the kinetic field down, vacuum everyone in, and then they're trapped, which means easiest black holes of anybody's life, if you could set the combo up. Zenith executed that strategy to perfection. Not sure we'll see EG going for it, but the point is, anything works with Darkseer, and that's the power of this hero.
5 seconds remaining.
I am back to EG land. Yep, let's see what they're going to be going into. I predict a Beastmaster or a Tie Hunter, but if you want to go for another secondary support right now, it wouldn't be bad. EG seems to be focusing a little bit more towards the early and mid-game. Yep, it's going to be a Tide. I say the early to mid-game, even though we had a Morphling last time. Remember, out of the draft phase, we're like, oh, there's 4 supports here.
Yeah.
And it's such an early game lineup. I think we're leaning a little bit towards the same direction here as well. Tinker could go kind of late, same thing with Darkseer, but I think EG is going to be focusing in the first 35 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and Dara's at the point now. I don't think they can take a head-on fight in that mid-game unless they have the lead.
No, they can't.
You can't beat Ravage, Vacuum, Wall, Black Hole, so what are the options for Dare now? I mean, I guess they can go for gank. They can try and spread the map. Maybe get some split pushers, but Prophet is banned out. Clinks is a hero that definitely fits that bill if you want to go for split push, if you want to go for gank. He is very squishy, though, at least in those early stages. But yeah, Dare has sort of ceded the team fight edge to EG, and now they're going to have to find another way to respond. What do you go for here?
I mean, I want to say ganks, but EG has really, really good counter ganking here. Like past level 6, anybody that could TP in could immediately counter gank with efficiency and a big surprise factor as well. Like a vacuum TP or a Tide Ravage TP is basically all you need. Perhaps you want to go for very efficient spammable stuns and take advantage of the cooldowns of these spells. Or you go for massive disables, apparently.
Gank it is.
You sleep one, you fiend, yeah, gank it is. But it's going to be hard. You got Surge, you got Marcher Machine, which, people don't think it's counter gank, but it definitely is. Like, it will kill you faster than you will kill Tinker.
Okay, how many times have we seen a support try and dive or gank a Tinker and then just die to March of the Machines, especially if they're taking tower hits as well, or even some creeps? The supports are already squishy, generally with that low base armor, so the creeps hit harder, the tower hits harder, and then March of the Machines rips them apart. We'll see which direction Bulba goes. Maybe he'll go for... Occasionally we've seen him go, oh boy. Well, let's talk about Tinker later, because Undying is on the table now. But I feel like this is a situation, unlike yesterday, where Undying can really shine.
He definitely has a lane to actually operate, because yesterday's Undying, we saw him in a tri-lane situation, which he can do, but ultimately he was too reliant on winning that tri-lane. Whereas this one, I think he has a little bit more room to get the farm. Fear most likely will be playing that Strength Initiator. And we are going to see the Bone Cleans, like you mentioned, the Silence Orchid. If he gets up to it, it's going to be absolutely brutal. Question is, will he get up to it? And EG's team fight online right at level 6 when the ultimates are picked up, as well as having a good level Tombstone and Vacuum. And do look towards EG, make aggressive pushes, team fights. They could do whatever they want, I feel like. They could even go for the Roche very aggressively, because they know they could take those fights.
Yeah, and for those who aren't familiar with Undying, he is very much a team fight here because of Tombstone as well as his ultimate, which amps up all of the damage that your team is doing, also slows everybody that's in 750 range of you. He's a very strong team fight hero, but he also offers you a lot in the lane. That one will be played by Fear, so he will be getting some farm. maelk on that support role. He'll be playing the Enigma. Universe going to be playing the Tidehunter. That'll be their secondary support, or their primary support, I should say. maelk on the secondary support. And Bulba going to be handling the Tinker. Looks like he might be headed mid. Meanwhile, D-Man in his signature role going to be heading to the off lane. And, well, let's see what he's going to be laning against. And it'll be, looks like it's going to be a Bane to start.
Yeah, it's going to be a farming Bane, which I want to talk a little bit more later on. Mag's going to be handling that one. On the mid lane is going to be Bone Clinks being played by G. Wow, we have not seen this. A solo mid Bone Clinks, who's, I think we saw it yesterday, in fact, but I'm not sure how effective it will be because there's really no way for him to get any extra kill. He's basically last hitting for the first 10 minutes, and he's not susceptible to ganks, but he's not going to be dominating the lane in any case. Feed is going to be playing the Shadow Demon Goblin, handling that Shen, and it's going to be artstyle playing the Leshrac. But yes, it's going to be a farming Bane Elemental, and I do believe this is the correct way, or the hero deserves some farm, because all of his spells are absolutely brutal. Maybe not in this game, Enfeeble is a little bit weak. There's really no good Enfeeble targets, but you want Max Nightmare, and you definitely want Max Brain Zap.
Yeah, I also feel like it's necessary because they can't win team fights unless they get that big advantage. And, well, one of the best ways to get that early advantage is to have a quick Fiend script, as well as max out the nuke. They spot the Universe here. It looks like he wanted to place a ward. In fact, he did place one, I believe. Yeah, that should be dewarded in short order. Even if they don't have sentries now, they certainly know about it. And they'll be able to take care of that later. Looks like maelk will be jungling. I believe, yeah, he denied a creep top, and now he's going to head into his own jungle. So defensive jungle Enigma. Universe probably going to be dual laning with Undying. Well, these are two very tanky heroes, but I gotta say, not the best lane control. They might struggle against this tri-lane if it develops into one. For the moment, though, it is a double jungle. From Goblin as well as Feed here. And, well, a lot of killing potential on this. I call it a tri-lane because they can show up at any time.
Tidehunter in position right now. This ward scoping it out, and it looks like they want to pull and murder this creep wave behind the tower. It looks like they're going to go for an early tower push. Undying does have the tombstone, and diving on Undying is one of the worst decisions that you could ever make in a public game because he is so deceptively strong and tanky, especially when he picks up more levels of decay. But it looks like they feel like they can go for it, and Fear will be the choice. There's the tombstone. Is he going to be dropping it right now? Feed, and it looks like the tombstone is dropped down. They want artstyle. There's a decay. First of all, many to come. It does have a fairly long cooldown. Nice offensive disruption. Not too sure whether that helped. It looks like Fear is hit down, but artstyle taking a lot more damage. Tombstone is out by now, and that tower is just hitting all the wrong target. It is on Feed right now. A second decay is going to miss. Is it going to miss or hit artstyle? So much damage, and now, again, tower not cooperating. But EG, are they finally going to get the kill? There's a Maleficent. I think artstyle will die, and he is going to try to get sent back. Will it be enough? No, it won't be. Fear perhaps will go down, but well worth it after claiming the first blood for his team.
Well, you know, you talked about the tombstone. I think they could have had just about any heroes there as long as they're tanky, because that was at least a 20-30 second dive, but yes, we saw it there. Great disruption and a soul catcher. Double kill for Shadow Demon. That means early boots if he wants them. It forces in, well, it doesn't force him, but Fear is going to TP back. The double jungle will retreat out, and I have to say, with the 2-for-1, a decent trade there for Darren.
It was okay. I just felt like the EG tower was not cooperating at all. It felt like it was Dyer's tower, not hitting any of the units. As we see offensive disruption here against Enigma. Wow, nice combo here with the shockwave. And that won't be enough. Goblin taking a lot of tower damage, but oh no, here comes the Tidehunter. Will he get the anchor smashed off? Yes. No, the Undying with a decay steal. So this action on the bot lane is where all eyes should be. Now Feed in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be running across Undying. They both see each other right now. Tombstone being dropped for one unit. Generally not the most effective play. He wants him right now. Feed in trouble. Boba comes in with the Hasten Rocket. Laser for the kill. Woo! Nice rotation from EG Boba.
3 for 3 is your score, and when you're running this offensive tri-lane, you can't afford to trade evenly, especially with EG having the better team fight. Dare has to get more than they give up, and they gave up a first blood. They're even in terms of kills. You also have to remember Enigma is farming through a lot of this, so he's keeping pace, and the Chen's not going to give them a big edge in that regard, like he normally would. Let's take a look at our other lanes. Bulba did rotate down bottom. He's 13-6. Meanwhile, Clink's 14-3, so a slight edge for the Clinks. But considering the lane was empty, not the biggest lead in the world. We have Bane up top, and he's farming quite well, 15-4. This is one of the few heroes that can really give Darkseer trouble in the lane. Brain Sap hits hard. You can always sleep the Darkseer if he tries to run away. A lot of right-click damage as well. Bane has a very good auto-attack range and animation and base damage. So as far as matchups go, this is one of the worst for Darkseer.
And not only that, I like you brought up the fact that you could sleep him or fiend script him as they try to run away. It makes Darkseer very, very gankable in that lane. But looks like we have a little bit more action on the bot as we see Tombstone being dropped for artstyle. Look at his HP dropping as Decay steals his strength. But meanwhile, Enigma in big trouble. Enigma's gonna go down. That Tombstone just not enough at this point. Universe down to half HP. Feed doing the right click right now. Do we have more Shockwave? It's cooling down right now. There's a Shockwave. Great Myco for Goblin. Double kill so far. The send back here against artstyle. He wants Fear. Fear is gonna get the kill with the Soul Rip. Nicely done. The Tombstone is barely out, but Goblin, look at how slow he is right now. Malice before the kill. Fear picks up yet another. You cannot trade evenly, and you cannot give Fear a triple kill. This is what I mean. Don't ever think about diving and dying because he will make you regret it.
Lumi, I stand corrected. I don't think any other hero could have done what Undying just pulled off there. There aren't many, if any, could. That's for sure. Man, he is a beast. That's only a level 1 Decay, by the way. He's maxing the Tombstone first. The duration goes up dramatically. Top lane, big dive. Mag searching here for Demon, but Demon's going to actually sprint away. He's going to be fine for the moment. And, well, as great as Bane can be at getting these kills, he's not able to get in range. Great juke there by Demon. And a desperately needed one, too. He is having a lot of trouble up top.
Meanwhile, Bloom Kling's on the bottom right now. Seems like they have scouted the Klings. I have no idea why they knew. Maybe a good missed calls here from Tinker. And Tinker, by the way, is doing fairly decent on the mid lane. Got 23 creep kills. Nowhere near that Butcher travel just yet. Our Soul Ring's going to be his first choice. A lot of players actually do this. Opt for the Soul Ring. Nope, that's Demon Soul Ring first.
So he goes back for a point in March. Looks like he wants to do some farming. Are the Ancients being stacked yet? They're not yet, but it is an option. You can send Eidolons over to do that, or just have the Darkseer do it when he's being driven out of lane. We're sort of settling into a more passive stage right now. Seems like Goblin is slightly more hesitant to dive, and well, you really can't dive this bottom lane anymore. And now there's another problem, and that's Undying having his ultimate. If he was already hard to deal with, now he's going to be a lot harder. Gives him extra health, also makes him just generally slow you and do a lot more damage. So they already have great burst, and now it's going to be exponentially more difficult. Uh-oh, Courier in a bit of trouble here. Feed spots it out. Doesn't have the right click damage to burn it down. Really wanted that. But now they're looking for the dive. Are they really going to dive him again? I feel this would be a huge mistake. No, they're going to play it safe for the moment.
It's a huge mistake. Look at Demon in the secret shot picking up a TP scroll just in case, and that's a sign of a great player, making sure that he can protect team. Unfortunately, he doesn't have vacuum. They want TIE Hunter. Immediate TP comes in, and that is from Bulba. Universe going to get nuked down right from the get-go, but the Fiend's Grip, no, not the Fiend's Grip, the Golem, and the Tombstone just murdering the Leshrac, and now Feed in big trouble. The double damage from Bulba, and a single rocket is going to do the job. Fear already slowing him down with his Plague Aura, whatever you call that thing. Yeah, a couple more right clicks. Gonna, come on, rocket Bulba. Bulba, rocket. Okay, fine, laser.
That poor Shadow Demon. Up top, though, Mag has finally found Demon, tracks him out, and he will bring him down with a Brain Sap. So the one thing that's going really well for Dare right now is Darkseer. He's getting some levels, but he is being shut down quite hard nonetheless in terms of farm. And really fearing for his life constantly, running for his life constantly. Still, this is the power of Darkseer. He gets those levels, in spite of how strong the Bane is against him. Already level 6 in that offlane, 18 CS, which is by no means bad. So I feel like everything is pretty much going EG's way right now. Dare are trading kills, but again, they need more than trades, because once that mid-game hits, once the Ravage is online, once the Black Hole is up, they just can't take a team fight.
I mean, if you look at this hero on paper, Leshrac and Chen on the bot lane, you should be expecting a whole bunch of, and the Shadow Demon nonetheless, you should be expecting about 6 or 7 kills, and at least a tier 1 tower being down, and tier 2 being heavily damaged. We have not seen that, and this is, to be honest, the power of Undying. It is absolutely brutal to dive, or even try to dive. It looks like they're going to try it one more time. Soul Catcher, it's going to miss, and the Tombstone's going to drop down. Everybody is trying to run away, and you can see that they cannot even kill Fear. And, well, mistiming combo will do that.
Even if they hit it, they're not killing him there. If they do,
oh, Soul Catcher would have made things interesting.
It would have been interesting, but I feel even if they get the kill, they're probably dying there. Mag has rotated down towards the bottom lane. He picks up a rune. No Fiend Script for 15 seconds, but he's going to go for a kill anyway. maelk is 6. This is going to be dicey for both teams. Who's going to get the jump? It looks like maelk is the one caught off. Sleep to start. Soul Ring is available. Ravage not up. This is only a level 3 Tidehunter, so I'm not sure how much he could do, but in comes Fear. The Tombstone on cooldown still. Cannot use it. maelk gets a kill on the Chen, actually, but he's running for his life. In comes Bulba in the backlines. I heard a laser. Rocket to follow. Oh, he got fogged. The rocket not going to hit. Oh, no, actually, did he get fogged? Might have hit someone else. Either way, the TP out is attempted. One more right click does the trick. And another aggressive dive, punished heavily by EG. EG knows what Dare wants to do, and they are fully prepared.
They want Tinker. They see Tinker. Tinker does take a split earth, and look at how quickly he does go down. Split earth, I mean, Soul Catcher is actually insane. And that's the Purge goes on Fear. Fear out of mana at this point, and he is going to go down. Not going to drop the Tombstone because he's out of mana as well. The power of Soul Catcher gets their couple kills, and suddenly they're right back in this. Tier 1 is now unprotected for a couple good seconds. Chen creep in position. They got to get this creep equilibrium closer to the tower, though. But I think Radiant will have enough time. But I think the most important kill in that engagement was Tinker dying. That pulled him away from that Boots of Travel gold, and he's got to farm a couple more minutes for it.
Yes, 9 minutes in, it would have been a really fast pair of Boots of Travel. He's still on a decent track, though. Should have them in the next minute or two. And for Dare, maybe you look to try and smoke gank him. The Fiend's Grip is up if you want to do so, and a very reliable way to burst him down. Tinker is very squishy at this point. Edict popped, and they're going to get the tower. They need that tier 1, but that's something they wanted to have a lot earlier. They weren't just diving the tower for hero kills. They want to get those kills to transition into a push. And Dare claim 1, they're going to go for 2. Meanwhile, EG grouped up top, maybe looking to set up a gank or a counter push of their own.
Unfortunately, though, this is the power of lane wards. Look at the ward being placed out here by the Dare. Seeing the 2 hero moving into the jungle, and it's like, yeah, you could waste like 4 or 5 heroes of your time for that tier 1. We'll just take your tier 2, and we'll enjoy doing so. Meanwhile, maelk gets picked up, Fiend's Grip, and, well, maelk is basically dead.
Yeah, these are the fights. These are the fights that Dare wants.
Here's the power of Bane Elemental. Not many other supports or semi-carry, whatever you call it, you see an enemy hero by himself in the jungle and disable him for a full like 8 or 9 seconds to wait for any kind of TP support. Nightmare max level is 7 second disable, and of course Fiend's Grip is a couple more seconds on top of that. So he's a disable machine in the team fight. It's going to be up to maelk to micro his Eidolons and take away Nightmare from teammate. Should they get Nightmare, then they will get Nightmare. So it's going to take a proper micro to get rid of your teammate. One of the skills that Chen players, Enchantress players should get, you know, identifying the Nightmare and take it away from your teammates.
Well, another good trade there for Dare. They get a tier 2 for a tier 1. Everyone's going to be happy with that. They're maybe looking to go for the tier 1 mid. If they can knock this down, they're going to have great map control and really limits EG's access into their own jungle. This tower is absolutely crucial, not just for the gold, but for that map control. And look at it, melt to Edict. There's no glyph. EG not in position, no Ravage up yet. Tide's only level 5. As a result, another easy tower claim for Dare. Will they continue to fight? Not sure just yet. Mag gets caught out here. Universe in the front lines. Look at him melt to that Clink. As well as, I believe, Soul Catcher on top of it. Demon vacuums everyone at Black Hole on 3. Great Black Hole. Do they have the damage, though? They do. Fear charges in. Manages to pick everyone off with that decay, as well as the ultimate, doing so much damage. 2 for 2 is the trade so far. Clink's finding the weak heroes, picking them off one at a time. And there's still no... Fear's still alive at full health. Is he up? Clinks comes out of invis. This could be the death of him. He's in a lot of trouble here. No Skeleton Walk online. He will go down. And it's now a 3 for 2. 3-man Black Hole set it all up. Then they had to follow up. Undying hurts in the early stages of the game, man.
Fear's been doing so much work. Tombstone on the middle of that Black Hole. And you cannot underestimate Soul... Yeah, the Flesh Golem, of course, giving damage amplification and everything else. Cannot underestimate Soul Rip. It does on max heal for 500. And that's the second time he saved his teammates. maelk earlier got survived from a disruption because of Soul Rip, and Tinker survived right there just right now. Very, very key play here from Undying. And I feel like, again, a lot of teams, a lot of players underestimate him. Meanwhile, maelk, and he is basically dead. Soul Catcher on top, and look at how quickly maelk dies. Is he going to drop off? He does drop off a spell, and Tombstone is down, and Mac's going to basically go down to the zombies. They're going to crowd right after. Meanwhile, artstyle runs away. This team fight is absolutely everywhere, and Fierce on the chase, and I don't think he's going to catch against artstyle.
Artstyle just a bit too fast. One more surge. Demon really wants this kill, and artstyle traveling up north might give him a chance to catch him out, but no, the rest of the team's going to back off. Splitter, turnaround, Edict as well. Pulse Nova flashing through. It's not going to be quite enough. Oh, vacuums onto the high ground, and now artstyle will have to TP his way out. No, he can be sent back to base by Goblin in just 1 second. But if he doesn't have
they could just drop a Tombstone up there if they want to wait. No, it's going to get sent back.
No, he'll be fine. But, you know, normally that...
Drop a Tombstone up there, man. That would be sick.
That's always something to keep in the back of your head. If you can set up a vacuum, I'm sure some of us have seen those Dota Cinema, you know, top 10 plays where Darkseer vacuums 3-4 heroes up on the hill. Lumi, I know you think it's a bug, but man, is it entertaining when you pull it off.
It's not a bug. I think the telekinesis might be a little bit overdoing it, but
okay.
Vacuum, yeah, by all means, do that in your bubble.
In this case, not amounting to too much, but certainly providing a little bit of entertainment. In terms of how we're doing in terms of farm, it looks like we're fairly even right now. 3,000 gold lead for the Dire. Not the biggest lead, and most of that is the towers. They've knocked down 3, only 1 on the Radiant. I feel like EG is hanging on here, and they just have to kind of farm for the next 10, 15 minutes. Choose their spots wisely, go for team fights when Black Hole and Ravage are up, as well as the Tombstone. Can't forget about that. But otherwise, you know, they don't really need to force the issue now. Whereas for Dare, they have to continue to find the kills. A big item pickup that's going to help them do that is the Orchid Malevolence, and Klinks is getting very close to it.
He's got to basically after this creep camp, and yes, you're absolutely right. If you actually take away the Black Hole or perhaps the Undying spells, huge bonus for your entire team. Now the thing is, we talked about how both teams are kind of trading evenly, as we see Feed trying to go for a solo kill. No, it's going to just ward away maelk. They're trading very evenly, and this might be a very deceptive kind of even stance in the game. Once EG decides to fight team fights, which seems like right now as they're grouping up to try and take down that mid-tier 1 tower, EG will start to exert their dominance in this game. It's going to be up to Klinks' Orchid to be the big difference maker in these team fights.
Yeah, or at least go for the split push, and he wants to do it, but Bulba immediately puts an end to that. Any thoughts of that? EG working on the tower. They don't have the best damage to the tower. They have some Eidolons, that's it, but they are going to siege it down. Universe in the front line, driving everyone back. They just can't get in range. It's just too dangerous right now for there. As a result, they forfeit the tier 1, and EG ratchets back in terms of the gold. Artstyle pushing in the bottom lane. I feel like this is the best trade for Dare. Just push in those side lanes as best you can. But if they give up tier 2, I mean, at some point you do have to defend. And the question is now the time? Looks like Dare doesn't want to commit to anything.
You're right. They want to go for trades because they can't defend, at least not favorably. And EG recognizes as well. It's like, okay, tier 1 goes down, let's keep going for tier 2. We'll force you to defend. There's a round of spell being dropped, and Feed might be a little bit trouble. Ravage just for 1. Not the best Ravage of all time, but they do take 1 kill. Blood all over the place right now. Tombstone being dropped right next to the tower. Anyone gonna focus on that? The zombies. Oh, nice vacuum on 2 hero. Black Hole on 2. Zombie apocalypse here on these hero. There's basically dead. Goblin trying to backstab the zombies still on everybody. Triple kill on Undying here. Drives away the Bone Klinks. And that tier 1 tower, tier 2 tower is standing right there trying to shoot down one by one, but it knows its life is so gone.
Okay, Luminous, I am looking at the scoreboard right now. Fear is 10-2-8, and EG has 18 kills. He has been involved in every single one, and he's gotten 10 of them for himself. Fear cackles wildly, and boy, he is dominating right now. The hero perhaps reflecting the attitude of the player, and with that big, essentially a team wipe. Will EG Purge as well as the silence. They want Fear, but there goes the Surge, gonna let him get away. Enigma gets disrupted. Enigma might be the prize here. They want to fight this though. Wall is dropped. Fear comes back in. No, looks like EG is gonna get out of there. Nobody's gonna die for the looks of it. Yeah, everyone's gonna escape. Klinks wants to go, but Fear is too tanky. They just can't bring him down.
And this is what I mean, like it's so hard to gank this lineup. There's Surge, there's a whole bunch of ways to protect, and your teammates so Rip is on top if they want to use that as well. So it's right there. Mech's already finished on Enigma. They have all these team fight items. I think right now EG's a pipe away from just walking up the high ground with, you know, without any fear. And let's see how Demon is doing on that. Well, he's not really close. He's got the hood in 600 if he wants to do it. Maybe Fear's actually getting that instead. Fear's just got a Vanguard as well, unless something's flying. It is a Blade Mail. Wow.
Who's Blade Mail?
Is anyone even focusing on Fear? I don't think they can even focus him, but hey, Blade Mail really...
it's gonna destroy that Klinks if he ever tries to.
Right.
And they really need to focus him. I mean, this is the other benefit of EG's lineup, is there's so many heroes you need to focus. You want to bring the Tide down before he can Ravage, you want to lock down the Enigma so he can't Black Hole. Tinker is very squishy, but does crazy burst. And we saw the Undying, he hits hard, he's very tanky. There's a lot of heroes you want to bring down, and you just can't bring them all down. You can't even bring one down, at least they couldn't in the last fight. It makes it very difficult, and it's only going to get harder if they ever get a pipe up. A double Vanguard on the Darkseer and the Undying. Everybody is getting big on EG, and it just really limits Dare's ability to get the pickoffs. And they're built around ganking, they're built around those early pickoffs.
Yep. And you see that right now, G is just roaming all over the jungle. He's been in here for at least 1.5 minutes, just looking for any single pickoff. But EG is staying together, staying close. They are going to get a tier 2 mid, and this is a very important tower to take away from the Radiant. But right now, EG again says, we're going to go for tier 1 right now, and if you don't defend, we're going to take tier 2 as well.
what can I mean at this point? What can Dare do? They go for the trades. I don't think it's enough though. They're giving up a lot of towers here, and EG doesn't have the best pushing lineup. I mean, now they're getting to a point where they mow down the creep waves. They don't have an edict or any Pug and Nether Blast. Nonetheless, they start banging away on the tier 2, and trades are all Dare can really get. It looks like that's what they're going to settle for. But I really feel this favors EG by quite a bit.
Well, I mean, if you look at the mini-map right now, they're completely even on towers, despite the fact that EG is pushing them relentlessly. So I feel like, yeah.
I just think EG makes better use of that gold.
Well, I mean, everybody needs some gold, right? I mean, if Leshrac somehow get a BKB, he's got a Bloodstone, so he's like got a Bloodstone for not actually doing that well in the game, but we're gonna see a big team fight. You say Universe being slept, and no one's canceling it. The Eidolon is not doing anything. The Sun goes on against Universe, and he's silenced so far. Demon down to half HP, but the Pulse Nova not gonna do too much damage on top of everything. Tombstone and the Blade Mail being popped. Fear doing so much damage with the Blade Mail.
Look at that heal! Oh my god!
The heal was insane with the Soul Rip. Tombstone not going to get focused, everybody's dying, and this the Rax is fully exposed. Bane Elemental gets vacuumed down to death, and you can see everybody's right-clicking the Rax. Look at how easy it was. It wasn't even the best coordinated Black Hole Ravage combo, but you don't need it when you have so many more. And look at the Bone Clings. My god.
Dropping low, going down. Goblin will be the last to fall here, I believe. Are they going to dive feed into the fountain? Vacuum is actually not going to hit. Demon went for a very aggressive vacuum there, and now the Rax are claimed. Another very aggressive push by EG. Seems to be working out brilliantly. Artstyle charges in, but the heal keeping everyone alive. And it looks like that Soul Rip is going to mean another kill for EG. Fear is unstoppable. Has he died yet this game? He is 11-2-11, so he has a couple deaths to his name. Still 100% kill participation. I don't know if I've ever seen this in a pro game. And he continues! 12-2-11 now. There hasn't been a kill he hasn't been involved in. That is pretty insane.
Right. I think that stats, I mean, very impressive in its own right, 12-2-11, and involved in every kill. I think that just shows you that Dare is not playing to the game plan. Their game plan should be ganking all over the map, right? There should be kills littering every side of the map, and that hasn't happened. They're, as slow as immobile as Undying is, he is in every fight, and that shouldn't happen if you're playing a ganking lineup. So I feel like Dare is dropping the ball here.
Well, whether it's Dare dropping the ball or just EG outplaying them now, I mean, the one thing we can look back on and question is the dives bottom, particularly the choice to try and dive an Undying. It's one of the real strengths of the hero. He's very difficult to dive. You mentioned the power of the Tombstone. It's also Soul Rip, as well as the... what is the name of that other nuke? The nuke that gives him more strength, that would be the Decay. Yeah, the Decay also heals him up too, so there's a lot of ways that he can stay alive, and then the Tombstone really punishes that aggression. And Dare just kept on forcing the issue. They kept on basically beating their head against the brick wall that is the Undying. And, well, they've reaped the whirlwind from that.
I mean, we also saw yesterday in, I think Zenith is the Undying game, is he may be strong once he gets his level. At that level 1 and 2, he is, at his weakest point. He needs a lot of level to be effective. Fear, by the way, is going to get slept right here. And a Fiend's Grip, perhaps? Or is he gripping? He's gripping maelk. He wants maelk. The heal keeping him alive right now. The score gets dropped, the Blade Mail popped very late, the Rabbit comes in, EG is taking a really poor team fight, but regardless of that, the item advantage is really taking in, as Mag now getting a little bit of focus, Goblin in position as well, the Fear again on top of Bulba, Universe taking a whole bunch of damage, they want to chase him, but they can't, not enough damage output, so it was, 1 for 3, not that bad for Dare.
Right,
Bone Clinks was even there.
Yeah, right as that fight broke out, the Clinks as well as who was it again? I think it was the Undying or maybe the Shadow Demon. We're actually busy in the middle lane. The Clinks was trying to kill off the Tinker in the middle lane, and then a 4-staff away, plus a Ghost Step on the Darkseer. It's hard for this Clinks to focus anyone right now. Great item pickups by EG. Now Dare is looking to go high ground. 5 heroes grouped up. They're going to start sieging the tower. Edict will bring this down quickly. Glyph is on cooldown for only 5 seconds, so EG will have that available to defend. Black Hole is up. Ravage was used in the last fight, but March of the Machines is perhaps all EG needs. 4-step forward onto Fear. He slept, held in place, woken up by something, not sure what that was. I think it might have been an Eidolon by maelk.
No, either
Bulba, and now Mag on the way out. He's in a lot of trouble. There's no escape for Mag at this point. Could sleep himself in 1 second. Brain Sap to try and stay alive, the sleep to follow. Too much burst. He's going to drop as well. And although they get a couple kills and a tower, they don't get a Rax, and that's really what Dare needs.
I don't know. I think Dare has some signs of life. This is like what, 2 minutes after losing entire lanes of racks, they're showing that they could still take a couple of fights. They could win them if EG's not careful.
Well,
that team fight in the beginning, man, they lost a couple of heroes. Not if G dies here though.
As long as EG plays 4 or 5-man Dota, I don't really see what Derek can do about it. If they get spread out, if they get picked off one by one, yes, Derek can definitely come back. But if EG groups up like they're doing now, not a whole lot Derek can do to stop it. The Ravage was also used before that engagement. When Tidehunter got picked off, and well, that kind of cost CG. They're gonna have Black Hole up, buyback from the Clinks. They're feeling desperate. They sense that they need to defend this Rex, and well, if they go down 2 racks, that's gonna make it almost impossible to come back. Split Earth on the Darkseer, Disruption, Soul Catcher to follow. Shadow Demon in a bit of trouble here, but he'll be okay. The Tornado in the middle of everything, slowing EG down. The wall is dropped. Where's the vacuum? Great vacuum in, hitting all 3. Demon charges in. He may pay for it with his life. No, the Soul Rip keeps him alive. The chase continuing, and the Tombstone is focused out. This time, Derek knocks out the Tombstone, and that will put an end to this push for the moment.
That was a crucial mistake. I felt like being made by EG. They went up the hill. They started a team fight without the Ravage. Had 20 seconds left to cool down. The wall was perfect. The vacuum was perfect, and of course the Tombstone on top was perfect. But they needed the Ravage or a back hole. They had none of that, and because of it, well, the Tombstone got focused down, and the tower was very easily defended. So a very uncoordinated team fight from EG, and still right now Darius is alive. Don't want to count them out yet, as long as their throne is standing.
One thing they're constantly going to have to worry about is this bottom lane. If you look at Dara's lineup, where is the anti-push? It's only Leshrac who can mow down creep waves. So it requires a lot more attention than it would for other lineups. You compare that to EG, they've got so many ways to clear the creeps. Artstyle caught completely out. Pulse Nova on 3. Just not going to be enough. Great Split Earth, but I don't think it's going to matter. He will go down. Clink's now taking a lot of damage. He's running for his life. Skeleton Walk should allow him to escape. Surge to follow. Force Staff as well. Look at the chasing power of EG. And now it's Feed who might pay. Great vacuum in by Demon. Catching out the Shadow Demon, but the defensive disruption will keep him alive. The sleep is taken off. Bit of miscommunication there. Ravage on 2 by Universe. The chase continues, and Mag trying to run away. No Force Staff for him. No Ghost Scepter. Slowly being worked down by Universe. One more gush. The Surge in. The sleep as well. It is a pain in the butt to kill this Bane, but EG have the horses to do it. They get 3 more kills, and now they're going to knock down the final outer tower of Dare. Actually, I'm surprised this is still up, but it won't be for long.
Definitely won't be. Meanwhile, Bulba teleports into a Clinks, but he's going to walk away just fine. He has the Force Staff to back up in case anything drastic happens. But yeah, this is a mistake being completed by Dare. You know, Artstyle getting picked off, and then Feed, and then one more person. They can't. I feel like they're just playing very sloppy at the moment.
Well, they don't have wards, and the reason they don't is they've been going for these ganks. They didn't have a chance to place them down. Plus, that bottom lane is pushing, so it occupies the supports. And EG are taking advantage of that.
Despite not having the wards, they're actually moving out as if they do, and I think that's costing them.
Right, I completely agree. Oh, big engagement, maybe breaking out. Purge the start. They want to go on Demon, but this is a hero that's almost impossible to focus. Now Clinks is in a lot of trouble. Vacuum down onto the low ground. What a vacuum! The black hole on top of it, as well as the Tombstone. Look at the team fight of EG. Everybody gets knocked out there. 2 heroes. Actually, someone was sent back to base, I want to say. Or no, buyback from the Clinks. I believe. I thought 3 heroes died there. Either way, EG, the wall dropped as well, just sort of scaring Dare back. TP in from the... Who TP'd in there? Oh, that was the Tinker trying to TP in. But he was not able to, and actually they hold on to the tower, but they do lose a constant. Bulba just getting trolled. Cannot find a creep to TP to. Finally, it looks like he will. EG continue to push, but they have used everything. Clinks vacuum onto the low ground again. Demon is playing out of his mind. The Chen setback will not be in time. And now EG, I think this is going to be it as far as this tower goes. We'll have to see if they can hold on to the racks. The GG's flying out. Well, it's 2 quick and convincing wins for EG, Lumi. I'm not sure what else we can say besides that.
Fair MVP, is that fair to say?
Yeah, Fear played exceptionally well this game.
He has lost streak though. There was 1 kill that he was not involved in.
Oh,
so you gotta step up your game.
That's great play by Fear.
Like playing at his mind right now.
I also got to credit Demon there with the vacuums onto the low ground multiple times, catching heroes out. As well as the vacuum onto the high ground, forcing the Chen Sen back. Just great play all around, really showing his ability to take full advantage of that spell. Not just using it, I mean the standard way to use it, of course, he displayed that as well, but showing the versatility of the hero. And, you know, after you win a game of Dota, it's time for some good old-fashioned fountain camping, which is what EG is currently working on. Vacuum to start, force that in.
Black Hole maelk is on cooldown, but dying, getting so many kills. That pen brought to you guys by the World Tour.
That's gonna do it for today's broadcast, guys. It's only EG versus Dare, but tomorrow we will be coming back to y'all with, I believe, 2 more matches. Let me see if I can find that information for you, but let's wrap this one up first. EG takes the series 2-0. Thank you all very much for joining us. I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. Joining me today was Luminous, also of dotacommentaries.com. We'll be coming back to y'all tomorrow with more Beyond the Summit World Tour action. Thanks again for tuning in. You guys make this possible, and we really appreciate all your support.